Does it come as a surprise that I dance as if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain I rise. A black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise.
Her voice is one of the most recognizable of the 20th century, a rich, resonant instrument that could command a room or comfort a soul. She was Dr. Maya Angelou, a poet, a storyteller, a fierce advocate, but this iconic figure was forged in a crucible of pain. Her early life was a story of trauma, poverty, and silence. But her journey is not defined by what she suffered, but by what she overcame. This is the story of how a silenced girl found her voice and in doing so, gave one to millions. Born Marguerite Annie Johnson in 1928, her childhood was marked by displacement and the brutal racism of the segregated South. Sent to live with her grandmother in Stamps, Arkansas, she found stability but also witnessed deep injustice. Then at the age of 7, during a visit to her mother, she was assaulted by her mother's boyfriend. She confided in her brother, and the man was later found deceased, presumably by her uncles. Young Maya believed it was her fault. The consequence was a self-imposed muteness that lasted for nearly 5 years.
Why were you a mute all those years?
I had been when I was 7.5. I wrote about it in Caged
Yes.
Bird. After I told the name, the man was arrested and let out. And about 2 days later, he was found. And the policeman came into my house, and my brother and I were on the floor. I shall never forget it. This policeman came in and told my grandmother that the man had been found dead. And that grandmother, my mother's mother, was very stern, and she asked, how was he? No emotion. And the policeman said, we think he was kicked to death. And I thought, my voice killed that man.
In that profound silence, a different kind of voice was growing. She read books from Shakespeare to Langston Hughes. She memorized poetry, storing the rhythms and power of language deep within her. Her silence wasn't an emptiness, it was a cocoon. As a teenager, guided by a patient and beloved teacher, Miss Bertha Flowers, Maya began to speak again. She emerged from her silence with a new strength. A young single mother at 17, she worked a staggering series of jobs to survive. A cook, a waitress, even San Francisco's first Black female streetcar conductor. But her spirit was too vast for any single box. She became a dancer, a singer, an actress, touring Europe in Porgy and Bess.
Well, Porgy and Bess came and performed in San Francisco, and someone told me they are looking for a dancer. So I thought, and they would pay much more, and I'd get a chance to travel around the United States and maybe get a chance to go to Europe. I auditioned for them, and they accepted me. I sang the role Ruby, but the truth is I couldn't really sing. I mean, I could sing, but I wasn't a trained singer. I really was a dancer.
Drawn into the heart of the civil rights movement, she worked alongside Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. This time period ignited her passion for justice, channeling her experience into a new form of advocacy. Then in 1969, at the urging of her friend James Baldwin, she did the unthinkable. She wrote her story. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings was a literary earthquake, a candid, unflinching memoir about trauma, race, and identity. The world listened captivated. The book would become an international bestseller, breaking open the door for a new genre of autobiographical writing. Maya had transformed her deepest pain into her greatest strength. Her ultimate recognition came in 1993 when she stood before the nation at President Bill Clinton's inauguration. The once silenced girl was now the voice of a nation's hope. Dr. Maya Angelou lived a life of profound impact until her passing in 2014, but her legacy is a living, breathing force. She taught us that our pain does not have to define our future, that our stories, no matter how painful, have power. She taught us about resilience. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. And about the unyielding potential of the human spirit. Still like air, all rise.